This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset. This is our chance to accelerate our pre-pandemic efforts to reimagine economic systems that actually address global challenges like extreme poverty, inequality, and climate change. Building back better means getting support to the most vulnerable while maintaining our momentum on reaching the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the SDGs.
But this moment also gives us a much greater chance to be radical and to do things differently, to build back better.
As lockdowns have been enforced to slow the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been unexpected benefit. In the face of global challenges posed by climate change, air pollution, social and economic inequalities, and the ongoing pandemic, we have a chance to build back better. The WHO Manifesto for a Healthy and Green Recovery to COVID-19 provides a prescription for a better normal. Now is the time to rethink how we organize our societies.
We can do better than build back the pre-pandemic world. We can build forward to a world that is more resilient, sustainable, and inclusive. We must seize this new Bretton Woods moment.
In 2020, a global pandemic struck. Some said taking care of the climate was a luxury we could no longer afford. Many leaders did not agree. There was a strong movement to rekindle the Canadian economy by building back better.
In order to meet the challenges of today, we can't just build back the way things were before. We have to build back better.
We cannot let this crisis become a lost opportunity.
Humanity also faces the threat of climate catastrophe.
The recovery plans must be sustainable, climate neutral, and climate resilient.
We must recover better.
With transforming our economy to make it sustainable,
we need to act together.
I have proposed 6 climate-positive actions for building back. Invest in green jobs, do not bail out polluting industries, end fossil fuel subsidies, take climate risks into account in our financial and policy decisions, work together.
The Forum is now mobilizing all its stakeholder groups. It's a big effort to, some would say, to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
To really build back better and to turn this tremendous challenge into a fabulous opportunity for our country. Canadians have done such a terrific job in fighting the coronavirus so far. I'm really, really proud of our country, and I am absolutely confident that working together, we can get through this, and we can build back a country even better than the one we had before the pandemic hit us. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take one more question in the foyer here.
Better.
We must treat this new world order, this new world of COVID, we must treat this new world of COVID, even in our own homes, with a high level of care and caution.
So why do we need to build back better? Well, let me start by saying we have the deepest respect, of course, of the crisis that we are all in right now, the COVID-19 crisis, which impacts both health and economy in the most dramatic way. But at the same time, the climate crisis is not going to wait for Corona.
We will build back better from the COVID crisis. Better, stronger, with an answer to the many challenges New Zealand already faced. This is our opportunity.
Great to join you.
Tell me how this $10 billion 3-year plan fits into your government's pledge in the speech from the throne to rebuild a greener, more inclusive Canadian economy after the pandemic.
As the Prime Minister has said before, I mean, there is a health crisis, but that doesn't mean that the climate crisis is going away.
We still have another crisis. It's called climate change. And also, how do you build back better?
because of the COVID-19 and the need to recover our economies, we are spending trillions of dollars at the present moment. So if we are spending trillions of dollars, let's do it in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. Let's do it in line with the Agenda 2030. Let's rebuild our economies better.
So the vice president took the approach of saying, we're not just going to try to plaster over the cracks and put some props in where it's falling apart. His approach was to say, we're going to build it back better.
There is no other choice.
Climate leadership now is our call to action for all businesses to respond to the climate crisis with ambition.
Deliver on that ambition with action.
Speak up to secure wider change through advocacy.
Businesses that step forward will compete and innovate better, be more resilient and future-proof themselves in the face of inevitably policy changes.
How do we take the lessons we learned, take this pause in life, and say, when we reopen, we're going to be better for it. And we're going to reimagine what our life is. When somebody all of a sudden pulls the rug out from under you and you wind up in a different place, you know, you just see life differently. What have we learned? How do we improve? And how do we build back better?
We need a new way of thinking on climate, on inequality, on health. Because the way we're doing things just isn't working well enough. The world is in crisis. And not just because of the last few months, not just because of COVID-19, but because of the last few decades, and because of us.
Just do what you're told, okay, and this will end sooner. That's not rational. And it's a lie.